We're on. These things are all over the canning. A couple of touches, but nothing stuck. That was a definite hit. So we're going back. Hey guys, Paz here, and today I'm on the Canning River chasing bream, structure and snags.
In my last snapshot, I chased flathead with my lightest bream setup. Now with the rod and reel already out, I figured it was time to try something I've been meaning to do for ages, fish the Canning River. My last session here was in the middle of last year's winter, so it's been a while. With all the action happening on the Swan, there isn't much mentioned about lure fishing in the Canning, so I'm going to change that. My next snapshot: fish and examine the Canning in depth with lures, and see if I can get anything on the end of my line. It was a humid morning as I took the Red Devil to my launch point. I live close, so my plan was to launch just before sunrise and fish the various foot and traffic bridges in the upper saltwater areas of the Canning. As I approached the first bridge, I readied my gear. I only had one rod, my ultralight setup with 4-pound line and leader. As I normally do, I started with soft plastics, a ZMan 2.5-inch grub on a 1/12 jig head. While it was only slightly breezy, I knew the outgoing tide may pose a problem. It was moving pretty quick, meaning I'd have to regularly reposition the kayak.
The tide's really coming past, and I have a little bit of surface activity in front of me. Probably just a school of grunter, but nevertheless I'm going to give it a shot. I have to work to stay level with the bridge. That's right. Good thing about this part of the river is I can actually use scent. Those of you who know fishing downstream in the Swan, the scent is a great way to get blowies to shred your plastics. No such luck here. Don't know if I call it luck though. Because the tide's coming this way, I'm going to try and have a cast into the eddies just in front of the bridge, just to start off, and we'll see if there's anything there. Let's think a bit.
As the sun rose, it became apparent that this was going to prove a challenge. I lost a couple of jig heads to snags, pretty common in this area. Fortunately, my first fish came calling soon after.
We're on. We're on, but I think it's a grunter. Decent sized one, huh?
A yellowtail grunter. Not a desirable fish to catch, unless you're using it for bait for something else.
These things are all over the Canning. Still, I'll cop it.
I resumed my search for bream, lobbing light casts amongst the bridge pylons and allowing my lure to sink, before retrieving slowly with a few light twitches. As luck would have it, my next catch was an unexpected one.
Looks like I have it all wrong. I think it's a grunter. Not fighting as hard as a bream. Oh no. Whatever that is, it's long. Oh, look at that. I cannot get away from him, can I? That was unexpected. Bloody thing's almost green.
I do find it very interesting to see the colour variations on upper river flathead compared to their cousins in the Swan's lower reaches. I suppose it depends on what they need to blend into, sand, mud, or whatever.
So they do come up this far. Must confess, that wasn't actually a cast to try and get any fish. It was a cast to untangle a little bit of line from a reel. There you go. Oops, and down he goes.
Flathead are fun and all, but they're not the target species today, so I decided to make a change.
Yeah, been to the bridge for well over an hour, and aside from the grunter and the flathead, I got virtually nothing. So I'm going to head downstream a little bit and try and fish some of the bigger bridges and the bigger structures there. With the current going past, it might form a few eddies behind some of the supports. I'll cast into there and see if there's anything at home. We're at the big pipeline. Going to cast towards the supports, try and catch anything that's hanging around them. It's been a very slow morning. 2 fish in about 2 hours worth of fishing. Well, nothing doing at the big structures with the bridges and everything. A couple of touches, but nothing stuck. I'm running short on time, so rather than go all the way up to the wetlands, I'm just going to fish the bridge for about another half an hour. Then I'll head off. I may have to make this a 2-parter. It's been quite difficult. Like, the grunters were there, and they're always there. And actually, hooking a flathead here is exceedingly rare, at least for me. They do push up this far, and I do know a few people who do catch them more regularly than I do. But yeah, it was really interesting to get on the flathead. But a brim is what I'm really after. So I'm going to fish the bridge for another half an hour, and then maybe next week I'll come back and try and fish a bit further into the wetlands with some snags along the shore, and see if I can rustle up anything. But if not, this session will probably be lost to time. But it's all we can do to get out and give it a crack. The canning, there aren't too many videos on YouTube concerning Canning River fishing. There are the odd ones from crabbing and tailoring and all that kind of stuff a bit further down in Aquinas Bay, leading all the way up to Canning Bridge. But up this far, there are only a handful. So I kind of want to come down and give it a real thorough look and see if there's anything around. It's not too far from where I live, but obviously due to better fishing further down the river, I tend not to come here that much. But seeing as it's pretty much my local, I might as well put in the effort and actually do a really thorough in-depth look at the fish around here. So I caught 2, a grunter and a flathead. Hope to get on a brim, and we'll see what else is kicking around in this part of the river. It's a beautiful day, and I'm going to enjoy it for the next half an hour. If I don't get back to you, cheers for watching this session, and hopefully there'll be another one.
Well, back to it. When your fishing structure and what you're doing isn't working, it pays to change it up. Here, I made 2 changes. First, I changed my soft plastic. I'd been using bloodworm and motor oil colours, so I swapped out for a pearl white Slimz. Second, I changed my tactics. I went under the bridge and let the current drag me back, flicking my lure into gaps and pylons as I went. My retrieve was virtually non-existent, just a hop and a wind every now and then.
Okay, that was a definite hit.
Well, that was encouraging. Let's reset and go again.
Oh, what do we got? I've got something. Finally. Please don't be a grunter. No. We have got a brim. Please be on. My camera's on. I really do. A nice brim too. This has been a tough session. Not gonna lie. But if we come up with the goods. Wow. It's a decent sized bream for this part of the river.
I think the long drought between fish has somewhat damaged my size radar. Still, it was size, and showed that changing things up can pay off.
There we go. Oh, he's stuffed. He's exhausted. Check that out. Beautiful little bream. Well, I've drifted a fair way from the bridge, as you can see. It's a beautiful little fish. I'm going to get him back in the water real quick. Just got to get him dehooked. Changing to that white slim swim seems to do the trick. So we're going to release him.
And with that, my session was over. 3 fish, 3 species, including the target. Difficult, but snapshot complete.
Camera's about to run out of battery, but that was a successful session, even though it was right at the end. Thanks for coming along with us as I explore the canning. I'll be out again soon. This is Paz, saying cheers. I'll see you on the next one.
I meant what I said. I'm not done with the canning yet. I'll be hitting the wetlands next. Stay tuned. In the meantime, if you want to check out the canning in winter, check out this video. Wishing you fair winds and tight lines. Until next time.